Welcome to Total Retail Talks, your podcast channel for retail knowledge.
Hello and welcome to this bonus episode of Total Retail Talks. I'm Kristina Stidham, Digital Content Director at Total Retail, and I'm joined by Joe Keenan, your usual host for this podcast, and our Editor-in-Chief. Today we're discussing Total Retail's recently released 2023 Retail Technology Report. This annual report, which was produced in conjunction with retail point of sale and omnichannel platform KWI, features survey data from Total Retail's audience of technology decision makers. We asked about their company's current usage of technology, including identifying specific solutions within their tech stacks, their future technology plans, including allocation of budget and how that may be adjusted, and the processes within their organizations for vetting and purchasing technology from third-party solution providers. So a lot of coverage on everything in the technology space, what retailers are looking at and looking into. Joe, what were some of the highlights that emerged from this year's survey data?
Yeah, thanks for that introduction, Kristina. And I think you've provided a good start for the conversation in terms of our 2023 Retail Technology Report. One of the first key findings I'll share is that technology spending by retailers has plateaued somewhat. So unlike the 2022 survey, when nearly 3/4 of respondents said they plan to increase their tech spending in the next 12 months, what we found this year is that 50% of respondents will keep their technology spending flat. So this pullback in spending could be the result of a number of different factors, including the threat of a recession, the persistent inflationary pressure that we're seeing on goods and raw materials, rising transportation costs, among other factors. So that's the first one I would call out. The second point I would share is that inventory management and order management systems once again top the list of technologies that retailers are currently investing in, coming in at 53% each for those systems. So retailers, this is showing that retailers are prioritizing tools that can help them manage their most valuable asset, which being their inventory, as well as distribute that inventory efficiently and cost effectively across multiple sales and distribution points, really serving the needs of the omnichannel shopper, as we've seen consumers trending in that direction for some time now. And then the third kind of high-level finding that I'll share is that artificial intelligence, and even more specifically generative AI, is the technology that retailers are most intrigued by and willing to increase spending on. So the multiple applications of AI across a retail organization, think about marketing, merchandising, customer service, supply chain, the list goes on. All of these multiple applications of the technology have proven benefits, which have led many retail executives to find out and figure out ways that they can incorporate generative AI and AI technology into their businesses.
Those are some really interesting high-level findings that came out of the report and a ton of new technology that retailers are looking at. We also know that retailers can face some challenges when it comes to technology, implementing it, deciding which route is best for their business. What did the survey reveal specifically about retailers' current technology challenges that they're facing?
Yeah, to your point, Christina, we want to find out not only what retailers are spending on currently and planning to spend on in terms of implementation, but as you noted, not everything's going to go smoothly. There are technology challenges along the way. So what we found is that for the second consecutive year, integration with existing technology was the most frequently cited challenge for retailers when implementing a new technology into their business. Furthermore, and perhaps even more troubling, is that the percentage of respondents choosing this answer option, integrating with existing technology, jumped from 61% in 2022 to 75% in this year's survey. So continues to be a persistent challenge for retailers, that integration with existing technology. And then the other one I would say is that next on the retailers' list of challenges is around people and training staff on new technology solutions. So, the volatility that we've seen in the labor market has been well documented, including many retailers reporting challenges filling roles within their IT departments. So it's both new technologies and a lack of people that are hamstringing retailers' implementation efforts.
And it's not surprising as there's so many technologies that are being tested by retailers that are coming out of the market. Vendors are providing new and emerging technologies every day. So for the technology service providers, if we flip the lens, what can the service providers learn from the report about the retailers' technology buying processes, and what can they gain from reading the report?
Yeah, so we really position this report as a valuable resource for both retailers to learn about what's trending in the technology landscape for their businesses, but we also want to address the service providers in our audience and give them the opportunity to learn a little bit more about how retailers are thinking about purchasing technology. So here are some key findings in that regard. So one, retailers are primarily making their tech investment decisions based on a couple of different factors. One, cost of ownership, no surprise there. The second being, and we just talked about this, ease of integration with existing systems. So they want to be able to kind of bolt on solutions that easily communicate and can interact with existing systems. Again, going all the way back to that omnichannel seamless experience. The second point I would share is that retailers are taking longer to make final vendor decisions for moderate to major technology purchases. What the survey revealed was that 28% of respondents said they're taking 6 months to a year to make moderate to major technology purchase decisions. This is compared to 14% that said the same in our 2022 survey. So with budgets being tightened a little bit, we mentioned 50% are keeping tech spending flat year over year. Retailers are being a little more cautious in terms of how they're spending. They're really doing their due diligence and vetting technology systems and the associated partners very closely, and maybe taking a little bit more time to do so. And then lastly, I'll note that nearly 2/3 of respondents, 63% to be exact, said they assessed 3 service providers when considering a major technology purchase decision. So they're really narrowing it down to about 3 service providers in their final consideration set, and then obviously ultimately choosing one that they feel best fits their needs. So if you're kind of outside that top 3, there's the work to be done for the service provider. Is that really the consideration set? Doesn't really expand for money retailers beyond 3 service providers.
Yeah, those are great notes for the technology vendors in the retail space to maybe adjust how they go about finding new retailers, pitching their whole process. So really crucial information. And as well, retailers on the other side of it, the retailers can use this report to benchmark themselves and their organizations against the competition and discover what maybe they might be missing. So for our listeners, if you'd like to learn more about retailers' current and future usage of and spending on technology systems and solutions, you can download the full 2023 Retail Technology Report by clicking the link in our show notes or going to mytotalretail.com/resources. So thanks, Joe, for sharing this key information from our report and a couple of the highlights that our listeners would want to know.
Yeah, thanks, Kristina. It's really a great opportunity to share some of the important information that we collected in this year's 2023 Retail Technology Report. Again, this is an annual piece that we put together. It contains a ton of great information. We've really just scratched the surface here in terms of some of the data that's included in this report. So I really echo your call to action there for our audience to go check out the full report, download it, see how it applies to your own business as well as the market. And I think you'll enjoy what you find. So thanks for taking the time.
Thanks for listening. For more information on this podcast, please check out our podcast channel page at mytotalretail.com/podcasts for show notes. Total Retail Talks is available on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, and Spotify. Make sure to subscribe on our podcast channel page as well. If you've enjoyed this episode, please take a few moments to rate and review this podcast. Thanks, and until next time, this has been Total Retail Talk.